Welcome to Subramani. We have all been a kid and we have all seen children behave. And when there are visitors in the house, children are very excited, especially today because kids hardly see any new people. So they're very happy, they're very excited, they're playing with the visitors, and even when the kid is tired, he does not want to eat, she does not want to sleep, they'll cry, they will do it because they're tired, they'll cry, but they will not want to go to bed till the last guest has gone, especially if there is some function in the house, right? That is the fear of missing out those people, and they'll say, you come tomorrow also we will play and all that. The kid doesn't know that you're not going to come tomorrow, maybe you're going to come after 3 years, right? Well, that is the truth, but the kid is not wanting to go to bed for the fear of missing out. And we have all been victims of Fomo in a rising market, right? When the market is going up, we all want to keep buying, we want to keep on putting every last rupee of what we have into it, and the fear that tomorrow I may not be able to get it. It is true even in a place where people are eating food, right? So suppose you have a buffet, can you take a small helping, see whether it is good, and then come back for more? Yes, you can, but you don't, right? And in a buffet, invariably there is overeating, right? You will overeat simply because more food is visible there. Look at the quantum of food available there, and you think everything that you leave back is wasted. You paid 1800 rupees for that meal, or you paid 2500 rupees for that meal, or you made 350 rupees for the meal. Doesn't matter. You're sitting down and they're serving you, and it is an unlimited thali. Do you overeat at that place? The answer is yes, and you will justify saying, oh, I come here very rarely, or things like that. Yes, you come here very rarely, but you go somewhere else, right? So once upon a time, if you wanted a sweet, it had to be made at home. So your grandmother or your mother or somebody would take the trouble to make it. So they would make a big quantity and they would keep it, but maybe they rationed it. Maybe they give you one laddu a day. That's it. You did not have access to that laddu, so you conditioned your mind to saying, I will get only one laddu per day. I will get it in the morning or in the evening. I have to choose, and I will get it only at that time, and after that I have to control myself, right? I remember opening the fridge, seeing chocolate lying there, and I couldn't touch because my mom knew how much to give and how much not to give. So we've gone through that, right? So if you go back some more time, go back 10,000 years, then the hunter ate whenever he saw food. If he saw food, he ate it, and then he saw that some of the fruits he could eat without any great trouble. You could just go pluck the fruit and eat during daytime. You did not have any great risk, so you could access food, but a hunter could not get food whenever he wanted. He got food only when he hunted. So if he hunted a big antelope, maybe 700 kilos or 800 kilos, that would feed the whole group for maybe 3 days, 4 days. So that was fine. But after the 4th day, they had to go and hunt, and they could not get small quantity. They always got a big quantity. Like they say, the lion took the lion's share. So right, so lion could take the lion's share. So the head decided how much who should eat. Children should eat first, women should eat, men should eat, right? So all those priorities was all done because food was limited. But mentally we have not come very far away from that. So now, even now, when we see food, we think, oh, that's the last meal, agla khana nahi milega. Or say, oh, I love sweets, and my wife does not give sweets, so when I go out I freak out on sweets. It's your health, right? So the fear of missing out, and we translate this into various activities of ours. We think, oh my God, that man made so much money, so I should also do it. Fear of missing out on the action, whether it is in the food area, whether it is in the investing arena, right? You completely ruin your sleep when somebody else gets a better return. I call this, there are 3 types of returns, right? Absolute return, relative return, and the most dangerous, relatives return, right? What your neighbor got, what your friend got, what your classmate got, what about the tons of money somebody made in an HDFC ESOP or an HDFC bank ESOP, all that bugs you saying, I wish I had not left my job, or I wish I had kept my ESOP, whatever, you missed out, right? So you don't want to miss out, therefore you will overdo, and unfortunately you will overdo at perfectly wrong time. When the market is doing very well, market is at a high PE, that is the time to be selling, that is the time you will be buying, simply because everybody else you think is making money. And the YouTube is full of videos saying, oh, the fall will be short, so continue your SIP, you should be putting more money. Exactly how an SIP works. You do an SIP of 5,000 rupees, but on a day when the market falls 6% or 8% or 22%, whatever, pick a number, you should be putting 1 lakh into it. How much is 1 lakh? 20 times your SIP amount. What will happen? Look, our past history shows this. We have done some back testing, and this is what would have happened. You've done a 5,000 rupee SIP from this day to this date, but whenever the market fell so much, on that day you put 1 lakh, and this is the return. Otherwise you got 12% return. If you had done our strategy, you would have got 42% return. Look, chief, life is not so simple, right? So, but you will watch that video, and that thing, nothing stops you from following it, at least partly. I'm not putting much, I'm just putting 1 lakh in that or 2 lakhs in that. You would have made a mess. Look at the amount of money that you could have made by not putting in crypto. That would have been, even in an index fund, it would have given you better return, or not signing up for some Anugrah stock brokers and doing some stock lending and losing the whole amount there. I believe some of that money has come back, but I'm just giving you Anugrah as an example. 40 bankruptcies of brokers, you have just lost all your money, right? So the fear of missing out, saying, oh, I missed out, I did not buy Infosys in the IPO, fantastic. Suppose you had bought Wipro in 1980 for 10,000 rupees. Somebody tells you it would be worth, say, 700 crores today. That's fantastic. The question to ask is, would you have been able to sit through the whole journey, right? So it was not a journey like this. It was a journey which went like this, stayed like this, then came down, then went up. So if you were here and you sold and it didn't move anywhere for a long time, then it came down, you would have sounded like a genius. Then it went down like this, and then it went up like this. So this whole journey is a very tumultuous journey. So to say that I will be able to conquer my Fomo and therefore I will be a good investor is theory. It does not happen so easily, right? You know, when people are fearful, you should be greedy, but do you have the mental, physical, financial, social ability to be greedy? There's a time when everybody is saying, oh my God, meri to halat kharab ho gayi, I am selling. At that time you have to be standing there. March 2020 you should have been investing. That is what theory says, because everybody will now be able to do a story saying, well, this is what should have happened. Everybody is able to do a story on Axis Mutual Fund saying, oh, you don't have to worry, nothing will happen. We have to we don't know. We have to wait for the Axis itself to come out with the report and for SEBI to come out with the report. It's not so simple. Like in Templeton, when the Templeton thing happened about the debt fund, very many people, including so-called smart ones, brilliant ones, all of them had to create a sensation. So the press was full of stories, how you will lose 50%, you will lose 85% of your money, and therefore you should pull all the money out of all the Templeton funds, including the equity funds, including the pension plan. I saw such videos, I saw such notes. It was quite amusing, and I was sticking my head out and saying, look, it's not such a bad issue, you will get your money back, it's a question of time. So people have got back 90% or 95% of the money. So people giving advice on YouTube, many of them don't even understand what is insider trading or what is front running, right? Front running is not so simple as people make it out to be. Front running can be pretty complicated. So the various ways how this whole nexus between the promoter, between the dealer and fund manager, anything can happen, right? So trying to understand all that before you take action is also important. There is no, of course you can act in fear and remove all your money from all schemes of Axis, including gilt and blue chip and things like that. Is that the right answer? I have no clue. But in Templeton, you did not have a choice. You had to pay short-term capital gains on the money that was coming back to you. You could not tell Templeton, I don't want that money, just hold on. I've completed 2 years, 9 months, just 3 more months to go. You did not get that choice. So it is only when things pan out, then somebody went to court and therefore there was a delay. So all these things you don't know. So but fear of missing out, saying, oh, market is falling, I should be putting more money. Great. Will you be able to sustain the market not going up for 6 months, 8 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? That is the question you have to ask yourself, not a question of whether you are worried that you are missing out. The question you should be asking is, if the equity portfolio falls 30-40%, will I be able to sit tight? Is there proof that I have done so in the past? Then it means you have conquered FOMO. Otherwise, you have not conquered FOMO. So first, conquer FOMO before you want to be a good investor. Thank you.